That's what I would say. All right, y'all ready to get started?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right then. Good morning to everybody. It's always a blessing to spend the time with you guys. Be with you this morning. Our word for the week is idea. Idea is a thought, plan, or suggestion formed in the mind. It can be a creative inspiration, a solution to a problem, or a vision for the future. An idea. What does the Bible say about ideas? And since an ideal is a plan, I'm going to use Jeremiah 29 and 11 to do the NIV version. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That's awesome. So think about the ideas that you may come up with. God already had a plan for you before you even got here. So think about that. Clear your head. Let God give you an idea. Allow God to give you an idea. It'll be game changing for you. But the Bible also says He gives you the power to get wealth. He gives you the power to get wealth. In other words, He can give you that idea, that inspiration. Just listen. Give yourself an opportunity to hear it. All right. I'm gonna put it in the hands of Big Prayer. Let's go. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Morning. Peace to the room. Peace to the room, to each one. And blessings. Blessings on blessings on blessings to you all. Father God, we thank you. We look to you. You are oh God, you are the author and the finisher of our faith. And we bless you with the fruit of our lips and with the contents of our heart. We engage, readily engage with you, Father God, and with one another. And even in your presence, we recognize that there's fullness of joy. And at your right hand, there are pleasures evermore. And so we're grateful. We're grateful, God. And so as we come in here, let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart, let it be acceptable unto you, God. And so we thank you. We thank you for this beautiful day, the day in which we've never seen before, Father God, where we're living and moving and having our being. And so we speak to our day. We speak, first of all, to ourselves. We speak into our own lives and into the lives of one another, into our family life. And we say, be blessed. Be blessed in Jesus' name. And we recognize and we understand that for the weapons of our warfare, it's not carnal, but it's mighty in God for the pulling down of strongholds and casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity, into the obedience of Christ, and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled, God. And so we thank you, and we're reminded that every backlash, every retaliation, and every accident, incident, evil attempt that is against us is eradicated in Jesus' name. And we are covered and protected by your mighty hands, God, as we are guided along unto our assignments, into our paths, God, that we each will take as individually and even as collectively right here in this place, this space where we come together each day. And we thank you, God. So cause our learning experiences together and individually to be fruitful as you order our steps throughout the day. So we thank you as we pray over this room and for everyone that is here, that every need is met, that every confusion is brought to clarity, that every family member is protected and provision is the order of the day for each one of us that belongs to you, God. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. All right. It is time to see what's happening today. And Brother Joe, Dr. Joe, where you at, Doc?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Let me see. We didn't get anything that came out. We got some car sales. That came out a little bit earlier today. But we get more serious things around that 10 o'clock hour, like we speak about before, just for some job numbers, jobs numbers, and factory orders as well, coming in at 10 o'clock. And I believe we get a couple of Fed speakers. One Fed speaker at 11 o'clock, and another one at 1:15. And yeah, I think that's what we got today data set wise. So I would just keep your eyes out for that 10 o'clock hour. And we do get an economic optimism report as well around that 10 o'clock hour too. So I would just keep your eyes out around that 10 o'clock hour for the job numbers, factory orders, economic optimism report, and some durable goods numbers as well.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right, Big Easy. What we got in earnings, man?
Peace to the room, everyone. All through rising. Yeah, we traded a few earnings last night. I have chosen three. The first one was Palantir. Palantir had their numbers uh, last night after the market. They did extremely well. They was looking for 11 cents. They got 14 cents. They beat on the bottom. They beat on the top as well. AI is definitely pushing it. Once again, AI is a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion. So they stretching once again through Palantir. Pre-market is up 20, almost 25%, $20. Last year, about this time, we started buying shares at $21 a share. And I said when it gets to $100, it will definitely uh, take off. And as we see right now, it it bypassed the $100 mark. So I don't think there's no turning back for Palantir. So check out Palantir, guys. It's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. No financial advice. Do your own homework. But yeah, Palantir was one earnings. The next one was PepsiCo. PepsiCo had their numbers uh, this morning. Um, they was looking for. They did beat. They did beat on the bottom. They were looking for $1.94. They got $1.96. So they beat on the bottom, but the top was real slump for the revenue. To their products. So pre-market is down 2.36%. I definitely took this Pepsi code down. I didn't think it was going to do well, and my thesis was correct. So it's down 2.36%. Um, One second. Why it's not doing this? One second. And the last one, but not least, is Pfizer. Pfizer had their numbers this morning. Ticker symbol PFE. They was looking for 46 cents. They got 63 cents. So they beat it on a big margin. On the bottom, they beat on the revenue as well. Um, so pre-market is up 1.30%, a little over 32 cents for Pfizer. And I land my plane on that, Antonio.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Big Easy in the building. Juby, Juby, can you talk? I want to ask you a question. I always like to talk about these things because this is where we learn the most, right? Juby has been talking about this stock that he believes in, TNXP. It's trading at 17 cents. Am I correct? Is that the same stock you mentioned that was at 40 something cents the other day? Or is it? Or am I getting that wrong? Is it a different company? Okay, Juby Mike can't talk. Is it what was that? What was that ticker symbol that stock he recommended? It was trading at about 43 cents. TNXP.
Yep,
That's
yep,
the one.
yep.
Okay. All right. I wanted to talk to him about it with it being down here at 17 cents. Um, I'll speak about what I Again, when you're a brand new investor, if you buy something at 43 and you go all in thinking, hey, this is going to happen and then this happens, it really will mess your whole mindset up. So make sure when you're listening to the room and you're deciding to do something that you understand that I need to do my research to make sure it's what I want to do, because what you don't want to do is blame someone else who has a conviction on a stock. At the end of the day, that's their conviction, and they're going to, most likely buy more when it pulls back like this on these levels if they care about the company like this. But if you just buy it because someone else told you to buy it, you're going to be angry and you're going to be upset and you're going to be blaming people. All right. So let's keep that in mind. I have to often say, if my mind is made up to buy something, the day that it collapses is the day that I'm talking about getting as much of it as possible. You should always size into anything, right? You don't go all in. You don't go, okay, I want this stock. I'm going to get 100 shares, and then you buy all 100 shares at one time. You just don't do that. What you do is, if you're going to buy 100 shares of a company, even if you're going to buy 10 contracts, right? Let's say you're going to buy 10 contracts with options or 100 shares of a thing. You don't go in and buy 10 contracts. You size in. You size in. You may buy 2 contracts at the beginning, and then if it pulls back further and takes another hit, then you add more to it. And if when it pulls back you don't want to buy it, it means you didn't do your research. You wasn't confident enough when you decided to get that particular thing. You should never get scared because something gets low. If your favorite store and your favorite item was 70% off, you'd go out your way to go over to that location. You'll go online, whatever you need to do to get that order. So same thing in the markets. The only difference in the markets is we don't understand the value of what it is that we're buying. We're only buying price, and if you're only buying price, you got problems. If you're only buying price, you have problems. All right. Speaking of, uh, shout out to Spotify. Again, we're over on Spotify now. I'm so excited about it. But they had earnings today, and let's read their earnings because they did really well. Spotify, they beat expectations for the quarter, bring in about $4.24 billion, while experts thought they would make around 4.19 billion. However, earnings per share were lower than expected at $1.76 instead of the predicted 1.99. The number of people using Spotify each month reached 675 million, which was higher than the estimation of 662.9 million. Premium subscribers also grew to 263 million. This is people paying for Spotify. 263 million, slightly above the predicted 260 million. That's insane, y'all. Spotify doing their thing. So shout out to Spotify. All right, who suggested that they wanted to learn about option trading? Because I said this week we were going to do something as a room, and again, this is for educational purposes. Okay.
That was me, Antonio.
All right, cool. So Dr. K, we're going to do it today. We're going to do this, and this is educational purposes. We're going to do an option call on a particular stock, and I chose it, and I chose it for a few reasons, and I'll tell you why. I believe in the company is Decker, Outdoor Decker. I decided we wanted to do a call option on Decker, and one of the main reasons is Decker has no debt. Okay, they don't owe anybody anything, and they raised guidance for the upcoming year. But because of tariffs and you know expectations and things like that, people want them to do even more, right? So the stock pulled back from $200 all the way down to 170. So what we're going to do, this is going to be an exercise. Okay, you can do this fake or you can do this real. Totally up to you. We are not doing this because you're going to make money or not make money. We're just going to teach you the process of buying an option and following it as a room. Okay. We're going to get the option date. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. All right. Everybody open up your apps and whatever that's going to be involved in this, or write this down in your notes. Okay. Because a lot of people have been sending requests. They said, I just want us to do an option. I've never done one. I want to do one, but I want to do one safely. So I'm going to put you in what I consider a safe option.
Wait,
All
Antonio.
right.
Good morning,
Yep.
everybody.
Yep.
Before we pick the option, shouldn't we like do a background, basically like why you would buy an option and like the pretty much the rules and the foundations and the fundamentals of the option.
We'll have time. We'll go through all of that. I just want to go through the action. We got to do the action. Let's just execute right now for a second, and then we'll go through all of that. We'll go through everything. All right. All right. So, I'm gonna open up. You're gonna look at it again. You don't need to participate in this. We're not telling you to do this. This is for Dr. K and as a room. I just want to do something as together. We can do it and we can watch it and we'll know what we're looking at. All right. My suggestion is if you're new to this, you've never done this before, do the paper trade. Don't do the real thing. Okay. If you want to actually put something in, we're going to try to be under $200. That's the goal. Okay. We're going to try to be under $200. No more than 260. Okay. All right. On a one contract situation. All right. All right. So I like Decker. That's why I'm going to do it. I feel comfortable with Decker as a good example. It'll move slow enough, fast enough in a way where you'll be able to learn how how I approach a how I approach an option call. Okay.
Antonio,
Yes.
that's Decker Outdoor. Is that
Right.
correct? Okay.
DECK is the ticker
Okay.
symbol. DECK is the ticker symbol. Okay. All right. So write that down. That's what we're going to do. This is for learning. This is learning only. This is not a recommendation to buy. And again, if you don't need to learn options, we're not talking to you today. This is not your day. Just sit, chill, and relax. All right. All right. DECK. All right. Let's just look at it first. Everybody know Decker owns Uggs and they own Hokas and a couple other brands. All right. They had an earnings about a week ago, and they pulled back pretty hard. All right, I'm trying to open up mine. And again, we'll talk about the background of all of this, like Lori said, in a minute, but I want to get the execution part out the way first. First of all, nobody's going to get an option right now anyway, right? Because the market's not really actually open. All right. But we're going to look at it. So these can change as the market opens, okay? But anyway, you're going to open up Decker Outdoor Corporation. If you look at them, they're trading right now at $171.08. Okay. All right. And they're down from the $200. Okay. They had a 52-week high of 223 and a 52-week low of 131. Okay. Or again, number one rule for me is I like when companies don't have any debt. They don't owe anybody money. So things that happen to other companies that they got issues with because they owe money is more of a threat to them than a company like this. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to use it as an example. I wanted a debt free company if I was going to do a public option in the room. All right, not only a debt free company, but one that's growing and growing aggressively, and I love the leadership. So these are the reasons why I picked it. All right, you're gonna go to the option chain, and Tara, who I really like, I sent this to Tara because I wanted Tara to pick it, but she's pretty good at this. So I sent her, and I told her I wanted to, pretty much look at this as an option. So she looked and she found one with that she felt comfortable with, that she thought had enough activity. All right, so the hold on a second here. We're gonna go to March 21st, 2025. That puts you at 45 days out. It will expire on that
And
Friday, March
Antonio,
21st.
can
Huh?
I'm sorry, can I interrupt you? So for those who have never done it, when you say go to the option train, let them know. Wow, I'm on Robinhood. You had to press trade or whatever. You let so they'll exactly know how to get to the option chain,
Okay.
to pick the
All
contract.
right. Cool.
Thank you.
Now, getting to an option train, when you open up your stock, it's going to give you an option, right? It's going to be like you can just trade the stock buy the stock as just a whole stock, and then it'll say option chain. Okay. Beside it, it'll say options chain. It gives you those opportunities. It's like a menu comes up when you open up a stock. Everything's right there in front of you. The buy, the sell, the add to watch list, the set alert, the things that you would want to do, right? You want to click on the thing that says options change. If it doesn't say that on yours, go online and type on YouTube, whatever brokers you use, how to buy an option chain. Just go look at the video. They got plenty of videos that are really good at this. Okay. All right. All right. So when you click on the option chain, we're looking at March 21st, 2025. It expires in 45 days. All right. So we don't want this to go too far out because I want it to be a short follow through. Okay. I want to give us about a month to look at this. Okay.
Antonio, let me interrupt. I had to take a phone call. What ticker are y'all looking at?
We're buying an option. We're going to get an option for learning options. Decker, Deck,
All
Decker
right, y'all
Outdoors.
looking at Decker. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. All right, all right. So we're going to March 21st, 2025. Expires Friday, 45 days. All right. We're going to the. We're going to go to the. Hold on a second here. I gotta open this up. And again, please understand. Please do not listen to this as we're trying to make a win. I'm just trying to teach people that never made an option trade. We just want them to get involved in something so they can see what it feels like. All right, and then we'll talk about this as time goes on. So whatever happens with this, it just happens with this. We don't care. Okay? All right, we want to learn from this. This is a learning opportunity. So see it as that way. All right. We're going to go to the $200 strike price. If you look at it, you're going to go to the calls side because you get the option of calls and puts. Puts means you think it's going to go down to a price. Calls mean you think it's going to go up to a price. Okay? We're looking at the $200 call. All right? If you look at it, it ranges from the bid.
Is that
Wait, what?
is that Decker Deck, right?
Yeah, DECK.
All right. March 21st.
Yeah, I
200.
texted to you, Ernest.
Okay, well I didn't see it.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
March 21st. Okay, because you said 25th. That's why I'm asking. You just
Okay.
mentioned 25th.
I did. Okay.
20 and it's
All right.
21st.
March
Right.
21st. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So March 21st, $200 strike price. Um, the bid and the ask could be different on different apps. Doesn't matter. So um, the asking price, what I'm looking at right now, is $1.65. The market hasn't opened, so these numbers could change. All right. These numbers will change. All right. 114, 165 is what I see. But that doesn't matter because the market hasn't opened yet. All right. So when you look at this, right, if you were to buy one contract, and you can try it now, you can try it and open it and try to buy it, and it'll give you a price for one contract. Mine say because it says $165 for one contract. That's what it says. All right. I'm obviously not going to buy this right now, but when the market opens, I'm going to look at it, see how it moves. It may pull back depending on what's happening with Decker today. Yeah, and we'll buy a contract, but you don't have to buy the contract today. Look at it, right? If it pulls back some more, maybe it goes to 145. You may want to get in it, but take your time, look at it. When you see that it's at a price you want, the lower the better for me, in my opinion. All right. The goal is everybody who's participating in this exercise, try to have it by Friday. We'll come back to discuss this on Friday. Okay? But try to have it by Friday. Okay? Try to have one contract by Friday. It can be for real or it can be paper trade.
Antonio, it wouldn't show me $200 on mine, so it may be
Okay, so to do that, you have to open it up. You have to give yourself the menu. You have to widen the menu.
okay.
So just widen the menu. You get options like it may say it'll show 8, 6, all. Just type in all. All will show everything, and then you scroll to it.
Hey, that spread is rather wide. I know it's kind of early to like kind of talk about that. I know you saying discuss it, like
Yeah,
you know,
we're looking, but again, Trill, we're looking at it when the market's not open, so it doesn't.
right?
It's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'ma just say like it
I get
may
you, but let's not
up.
let's not get too let's not get too
Right.
technical right now.
Okay.
We
All right.
don't
All right.
don't
All
don't
right.
don't get technical. We're not. The
Got
goal
you. I
right now is for somebody that's never
got you.
done this. Okay,
Right. Got you.
you're
I got
giving
you.
you're giving them way too much information.
Right.
All right.
Right. Right. But okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But it's important though. That's like real important.
And we're going to talk about this. We're going to have 45 days to go to learn from this. Everybody got to have their own experiences.
Okay.
Let everybody experience it first. Then we can talk about that.
I got you.
All
I
right.
got you. I got you. All right.
I'm not telling anybody when to buy. I'm saying try to own it by Friday. Okay. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You got 3 days. All right. We'll come back and we'll talk about it after everybody's trying. Everybody will have questions by then, and we'll answer some of those questions. Let's again. First job is to just buy. We're not look. It's like going in the store. Hey, I'm saying to you, hey, go in the grocery store and buy a pack of eggs, and then you going like, well, what's the cheapest eggs? What's the best? Listen, these the eggs we're gonna buy. We're going in there to buy these. I've already looked at this. These are the eggs we buying. We'll deal with every question you come after you buy the eggs. Okay, I just want you to learn how to go in the store and buy the eggs right now. All right,
Um, can I jump in?
go ahead.
Um, in my view, I don't like to go with individual stocks because to me, you want safety. So for safety, like I would go for like an ETF that has like a lot of volume, like SPY, and then use that as
I
a
I,
as a switching
I get that. I
switching agent.
I get that, Lori, and that could have been an option, but that's not what I chose for the teach. What I want to teach. We'll let you do the next one, and you can do it with the spy. How about that?
That's fine. The only thing, really, the
All right.
only reason
Okay.
why I'm saying that is because I'm looking at this option chart for this strike, and there's not a lot of volume
I get
in
it,
this
but
strike.
that's not why I'm doing it. That's not why I'm doing it. We'll the concerns you have, you can do the next one, and we'll do that when we finish this one, and then we'll do one with spy. We're not going to learn option trading in this one exercise. This is just going to give people experiences so they can react and have questions. And I'm teaching from what I know. You'll teach from what you know. How about that? All right. And Trill, if you want to do one, you can do one after that. We're just trying to help people learn how to do options that are brand new. We want them to have an experience. All right.
They could also put it on their watch list so they can watch how the price moves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Okay. So let me go back to this. So yeah. So that's what we're doing. So that's it. That's all for this exercise today. There's really nothing else to talk about. We'll come back to this on Friday. and we'll answer all questions based on your experiences over the next few days. Um, Again, Decker, 200 strike price, and try to own one contract by Friday. Okay. All right. And if you have a different app that whatever it is, just go online and look at how to buy an option for your particular brokerage or app you use.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was going to ask. Is anybody trading on Vanguard? Because it looks like you got to do a pre-step even before you can move into doing options.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. Look at that video. Go to Vanguard. How to buy options on Vanguard on YouTube. It should bring it up. If you have any problems after that, just call me. We'll walk through it.
Okay.
Okay.
Antonio, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
Um, so I did click on it. I actually still don't know what I was looking at. Um, when you click on the 200, how much is the contract? I'm not buying anything. I'm just trying to understand what I'm looking at.
It varies. It's different on all different on different. They're not always the same. The market isn't open right now, so
Okay.
it really doesn't matter what you see at this point.
Okay.
You got to let the market open, let the information flow, and everything will move accordingly as the stock moves.
Oh,
So
okay.
as the stock moves, the options will change. Okay, they will change based on that movement and what happens. So whatever you're looking at now, it doesn't really matter because it could be different when the market opens. So don't
Can
worry
I
Okay.
about
point
that.
this out?
Yeah, I
Can
did
I?
put it on the watch list. Maybe I could just like look at it because I'm just trying to understand it right now.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Now, just remember, this is very important. What I'm doing right now today is saying we're buying eggs, and nobody's ever been in a grocery store before to go buy eggs. So I'm saying, go to your local grocery store. This is the egg you're going to buy. Go to the back, walk in, and get the eggs. This is the brand we're getting. This is the size of the egg we're getting. All right. Go in and get it. And once you get that, you'll have the egg, and we'll talk about that experience that when you went to go buy those eggs. We're only focused on that right now. I don't want to get too technical. Remember, we've been doing this a long time. It's a lot we know about we won't even think about. But most people have to learn through the experience of walking through it. Okay? So you get 3 days. You get 3 days to focus on trying to own this. That means you'll have an experience, whatever that experience is, trying to get it. It also will show me what type of person you are and your goals of how you're trying to learn. Everyone in here should have some kind of question at some point if they're trying to get it. Okay? Now, this is going to be a 45-day process. We will discuss this as over time. So don't, whatever you're thinking, let's not focus on that just yet. We just gotta buy it. You get 3 days to do so. All right. And you are,
Antonio,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go
Can
ahead.
we point out to them? So when it says $1.65, that it
Mhm.
actually means $165.
Right.
So
One contract is 100 shares. So
mhm.
whatever the price is will be multiplied times 100. That's what it will cost you. So if it's say $1.65, you're gonna pay $165 for one contract. Okay. So remember, when you're getting options, you're getting 100 shares. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right.
Dina had a question, Antonio. Dina had a question.
Go ahead.
No, she had one. She wanted. No, not Dina. I'm sorry, Wanda. Wanda G. Can you explain what strike price means?
Strike price is the price that you choose that you believe it'll go to by that particular set time. That's all it is. It's like it's just you're almost betting on the future of something you believe in. I believe it'll go back to $200. You know. And again, I personally, again, I don't want to get into too much technicals because that's opinion based and that's experience based. Right now, we just need to focus on buying.
I have a question. So let's just say you buy a contract and you're waiting on it to go to $200 in 45 days. If it goes before then, do you make the money then?
I want you to just be in the part of the exercise and learn. You got to
Okay.
experience.
That's a good
You got
question
you
though.
yeah, but you gotta see that's the challenge with the stock market. We want to know things without the experience. I can't talk on the experience because I can't predict the future. But what I can talk on is once you buy something, I can talk about what happened to you and what you learned from it. We can talk about that all day. But we can't talk about, well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? Well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? Let's not talk about what if. Let's talk about what actually happens. Because that's where you're gonna learn. So let's buy the contract. And again, don't use your real money if you're worried. Just paper trade. Just paper trade.
but I, that's I know
I'm
what
going
you're
to
saying.
actually I'm actually going to make this trade, and and that's what that is. You know what I mean? To even be more conscious about the trade that I made, I already bought it at $200, so I'm gonna buy it again down here at the lower price. So I've already made this trade, so I'm in this already. So I'm using something that I'm already in.
How much you paid for your first contract?
210, $210. My goal is to have about 5 contracts of this eventually before the day. But that doesn't matter. That's my experience. I don't want to talk about what if, what could, what did. I want to talk about what you actually did. This is an exercise. Go home, draw a painting, buy this paint, do this, and then we'll talk about the painting Friday after you've done the work.
Can I make a
All right.
suggestion?
Go ahead, Lori.
Um, before they make the commitment to buy the first contract, everyone should go and listen to the earnings call of why they fell and pay attention to the question and answer section.
You're welcome to do all those things. Most people aren't going to do it, but that's fine. I get it.
Okay, so tell everyone how to hear their earnings call, please.
I use there's an app called, hold on a second. Let me go to the Play Store. Um, There's an app that's called Earnings. Like if you go on the Play Store and it lists all the earnings for the major companies, or you can go direct to, you can go on YouTube and then type in the company's name and then you just type earnings call and then you'll find it on YouTube. I like using the app because the app gives you the full earnings call plus the analysts that are asking the questions in the end.
Thank you.
All right. If you don't have time to listen to that earning call, you're not able to make time. Remember, the goal of this exercise is really simple. It's just to buy an option. We're not picking this because I think it's going to win or not win. That's not why we're doing this. If you're worried about losing your money, don't use it. Just paper trade it.
I'm gonna practice. I know Investopedia has you could do options with the paper. So I'm just gonna use that. I'm gonna take your advice.
Thank you. Again, let me say this again because there's a footnote to this. I'm not picking this because I'm thinking about winning. That's not that is not why we're doing this exercise. The problem with the stock market, when people trade, they think about too many other things except the basics. I'm only just doing the basics right now. This is a basic. I chose to buy Decker. At the end of the day, that's what I chose. I would buy Decker with me if you want to learn from me. If you want to learn from what I want to share with you, then buy Decker. If you don't want to learn what I want to share with you, think about something else. All right. But that's the aspect of the stock market that always gets confusing for people because we think about too many things. I'm only thinking about buying an option. That's it. That is why I said if you don't feel comfortable, paper trade. Some people like to put their own money up. Great. You feel it when your money's really in it. You go through all the real emotions. It's a real emotion when it's your real money. I want all of that because we're going to discuss it all. The best questions will come after you own this. Any questions prior are just assumptive questions. This exercise
Is
not to discuss this.
Investopedia
Mhm.
an app?
Say that again.
Investopedia, is that like an app? Is that you like Investopedia.com or
It's a website,
okay.
and they have a simulator, and you can, buy paper stocks, and you can do the options. I haven't done the options yet because I don't know anything about it. So I'm gonna check that out. So if you just go to Investopedia.com and look for simulator.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Arsenio said I got here late. Did you explain the reason? It is only because the earnings dip. I kind of mentioned that, Arsenio. I did mention that, and I also mentioned that they pulled back from earnings, but that they raised guidance that they're absolutely debt free, and they're continuing to, they're one of the aggressive ones. But even with that being said, that still doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you buy the stock so we can see what your experiences will be and what questions you will come up with. Every question we're getting today is questions from people that haven't bought it because no one's bought that right now yet because the market hadn't opened. So you haven't bought it. So there's no questions based on buying a contract. And that's what I'm interested in. I want to answer questions from people who attempt to own and buy this option. If you think it matters that much to me, I'll change it to another one. I could care less. All right. Any other questions? I like that.
Nope, not at the
I like
moment.
that Arsenio. I like that Arsenio. Arsenio said he's going to try under $1, and ain't nothing wrong with that. The deadline, Arsenio, because you came in the room, is everybody needs to own it by Friday. Okay, if you're going to participate in this exercise. If you don't own it by Friday, please don't try to buy it later and try to join this exercise. If you were going to be a part of this exercise of learning to buy an option call, this is for new investors, brand new, that have never done this. We're doing this for them. So all the experts in this room, I get it. I love y'all. Appreciate it. I'm thinking about the most basic thing you can think about right now. Just simply buying an option. This is the one I chose. I could have chose 10 different ones. It wouldn't have really mattered. But I wanted to choose this. This is the one I want to choose.
Hey, Antonio,
Hmm.
this just came to my mind. You know, we're usually in the room after the market open anyway. Once it open, can we look back at the option chain just so everybody get to see? Because, like we said, right now, this may not be the price once the market open, and they get a better idea of what the cost of that particular strike price may be.
Again, everybody don't have to
Hmm.
buy today.
Right, right, right.
Everybody ain't gonna buy today. So I don't want to do that as a group. That's an individual thing. You got to
No,
do that
no,
on your own time. Hmm.
what I'm saying is because of the fact that even if they want to do the assimilated, it may be completely different from the 165 when they look at it. So
Right,
that's why I was saying if they.
right,
Hmm.
and allow that to happen. But that's got to be
Yeah.
your own
Okay.
experience. That's got to be your own
Got you.
experience. We're
Okay.
not
Got
doing that as a group. We're the only thing we're going to do as a group is discuss what happened to you personally. That's
you.
the
Hmm.
only thing we're doing as a group. Everything else will be individual. You'll do this on your own time.
Okay.
You'll
Got
buy
you.
this contract on your own time. We're not gonna sit on the thing and look at it and go back. No, you have your own way of looking at things. So you need to deal with that from that uniqueness. You don't need to do that as a group because it's not the same experience. It doesn't matter.
Hmm. Okay.
You don't have to actually own the stock, right, Antonio, to
No,
do
you
the
don't buy a
option?
contract.
Okay. Okay.
Don't buy a contract. All right. So when the market opens, you'll go to that. But again, you got till Friday to own this. You don't even have to look at this today if you don't want. It's up to you. Whatever you do, it'll be your own experience.
I actually want to do it today since I'm not using my actual money because I want to see what it does. I'm just kind of curious.
What's interesting, I'm glad you said that because that's exactly the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise, everybody has their own emotion and their own attention to what they want to do. Some people will buy this today. Some people will buy this tomorrow. Some people won't buy this until Thursday. But that's everybody's different way of looking at the market. And we got to allow people to be themselves when they do this. That's the one thing I can bank on. We all are different. I can say in this room right now today, hey, everybody listen, go buy everybody go buy a 6 pack of Coke for me tomorrow. And this is the brand I wanted to be. I wanted to be Cherry Coke. And we'll come back Friday and we'll talk about your experience of buying a Cherry Coke 6 pack. Some people, based on what they got going on in their life, they might not go to the grocery store till that Thursday evening. Some might go on Wednesday. Some might go to a gas station. Some might go to a grocery store. Some might go to Costco. Some might go to Walmart. They're gonna all have a different question based on just going to buy a coat. I'm not having to have a conversation on who will get the cheapest coat. I don't because we don't know the answer to that. So today's goal is so you can learn yourself. You're getting instructions. That's the first part of investing that a lot of people have the most challenges with. Just following instructions. That's the point I'm trying to teach. Just following instructions. You got to learn the rules before you can break them. I'm giving you the rules today. These are my rules. I'm the one doing the exercise. But that is the biggest challenge in the stock market. Most people don't know how to follow rules. All right, it is 9:20. We got about 10 more minutes left in the program. So that's the option exercise. We're finished with that. We don't even have to talk about it unless somebody got another question. Any more questions about buying Decker, the $200 strike price, expiration date March 21st? That is the option we're buying. You have until Friday to own it if you're participating in this exercise. Please do me a favor. Do not pay over $200 for it. Okay? Do not pay over $200 for this contract. All right? That's my only real rule. All right. Any questions?
I just want to say it did help a lot to actually look at it and go through the exercise because I've looked at videos about it and it was all just very confusing. But to actually like look at what you're doing, it really was helpful.
Awesome. Then goal is accomplished so far. Amen. Now, if you were listening to the room and anybody want anybody to talk about, did you learn from just listening to the process of going through just to buy a contract, like what that felt like? Like, what did you learn from listening just to that part? Everybody don't have to go all first at the same time, you know. What did you learn just listening to the room of just the attempt to say this is what we're buying, and even what you heard in the room the whole time? What did you learn from just listening to that? Dr. K says that one contract is 100 shares. Okay. Thank you, Dr. K. What else did you learn? Anything else? Anybody learn anything from just listening to this attempt to do this exercise?
You learn what a strike is, the price that you plan on the stock going to.
Awesome. Okay. That's good. Anybody else? Anything? What did you learn from this? And don't make this a technical learning experience. You could have said, I learned that, man, okay. It could have been as simple as, man, what I learned is when you think about buying an option, there's so many things that are options that you got to really stay focused. Somebody could have learned that.
I think I learned quite a bit of things about this, the different terminology. Some of it I'm still not familiar with, but I think for the link and the fact that we're getting a practice going. Um, Trading now, like I said, I'm familiar with a lot of the terms, but walking through the steps I think will be really helpful for me. So I appreciate that.
And remember, when we get through this exercise, then Lori will deal with what she was talking about because that's the skill she's going to really be good at helping you guys. I only want to focus on getting you to buy it where I can explain what I'm thinking about to you guys from learning from this perspective. Okay? And the only thing that matters to me, I'm not focused on, hey, you're going to make some money off this. That's not on my mind. What's on my mind is I want you just to buy I just want you to buy something that we all know what you bought.
Antonio,
Yes.
I think for those who didn't know how to do this, I think was very helpful because of the fact that even just learning what's an option chain, because that word alone is like, what's that? And so, and even knowing how to now be able to go on their particular brokerage and pull up a particular contract or look at a stock and then say, okay, I think I might want to do, like you said, a call. And now they know what that is. So this is teaching a lot for those who doesn't know what to do. So this was good. Thank you.
Wanda G said, in the future, deal with a company you are interested in. I like Decker. I like Decker Outdoors a lot. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. I might have misunderstood what you were saying. Oh, let me read the. Okay, you said don't speculate on the what ifs. Okay, I got you. I got you. I like that one. That's a good point. Great man.
So Antonio, did you choose it just because you liked it, or because you just watched it over time? Is that something to do before you do options? Just kind of
No,
watch
no,
it.
not necessarily. No, no, not necessarily. I chose it
I
because
think
I chose it me personally, and again, I could give you a million different answers, but I'll give you the simple answer. I chose it because it's what I'm willing to teach from. That's why I chose it. I'm willing to teach. I'm willing to take time to teach Decker as an option buy. I'm just willing to do that. I want to do it. I'm cool with it. I'm at peace with it. So if somebody want to participate with me to teach it from, learn from me what I'm thinking about, Decker is what I want to do.
Wanda says, she says she meant for this exercise we are dealing with Decker, but once I learn I'll be dealing with the company I like. I think reading her comment, it made me think that, okay, the reason why there is possibly hesitation because a lot of people may not know what deck is or they may not have confidence in it, and that plays a role in your execution. So that's something to keep in mind.
Absolutely. And if you don't, it's just like anything, right? You know, we're all adults in here. You don't have to participate. If you don't feel comfortable with what I'm doing, stay out the line. You know, when I go to Disney with the kids and they get on rides, I go sit in the men's chair, and mind my business. That ride ain't for me.
I don't think she meant it that way though.
Man, in what way? What do you mean?
Like, I think you're coming at it like, well, if you don't like this stock, choose something you like, or, and I think what she was trying to say was, I like your idea on the process that you take. I like the way you analyze Decker because you've been looking at it, but I don't feel good or comfortable with Decker. I think I might go and choose Walmart. You feel me? And I think
Right.
that's what she
And,
was
and,
trying to
and
say.
again, and
Yeah,
again, that's
and you're
cool. But
taking it like, and you're like, why are you going to take?
man,
You know,
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say what I said. I'm gonna say what I said in the
you've
beginning.
been bite. You bit Trail
I
earlier. You bit
listen,
Maury earlier.
Lord, listen, Ernest, you're making the point that I've already made. The point is follow instructions. At the end of the day, that's what's most important, more than the companies that we're buying anything. Can you just follow instructions? I didn't come in here and say this is an option to do where we
No,
can. I said this is what I'm doing
yeah, I
to
know.
teach for this. So
Because she was trying to follow instructions.
okay, all right, okay, all right.
She was like- but you were like, look,
I'm
I
sim-
know
I'm sim-
Decker.
I'm simply saying I'm simply saying what I'm saying. We
You
can
pick
talk
whatever you
about all
want.
these things. We can talk about
I don't
all
care
these
what you
things.
do.
Everybody is right. See, the thing in the stock
Yeah.
market is everybody is right, so there is no wrong answer. So if we try to get to somebody just simply buying an option, then you have to just be able to follow instructions to buy that option. We already said don't use your money. If you're worried about it, don't use your money. You ain't losing nothing. For the people that don't feel comfortable with it, I'm not. My point is, let's just do the exercise. Okay, you bought the book, you opened it to page one. Page one said do this. That's what page one said. That's where I'm at. I get it. We can have all kinds of thoughts about this, and this. Let's just buy the option and talk about that. That's what I want to. That's what I want to do. Friday will be a great day. Friday will be a wonderful day.
But overall, Antonio, it was a good exercise. I'm pretty sure people learned from what you was going over. They may just be kind of hesitant to explain what they learned, but I'm pretty sure they learned that, okay, you need to take a look at the strike price and take a look at the spread. All right, if the spread is too far apart, like 115 to 165, you might want to wait till that spread gets a little closer. I'm pretty sure some people picked that up from what you was talking about. Okay, I'm pretty sure people picked up on. All right, so how far do I want to go out with this? Okay, how much time am I going to give it to hit $200?
And all this is assumptive talk.
Right,
It's
absolutely,
all
absolutely.
assumptive.
But what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure there's some people that picked up a lot from your discussion, brother. Try to give you some flowers, man.
Thank you, Ernest. I appreciate you for the flowers. Thank you. Thank you for the flowers, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I
man.
just, again, I'm always thinking about a new investor. The new investor, all this
Yeah,
extra stuff gets confusing for them. We just want
I
them to,
bet it does.
we want the baby to take one step. That's it. We talking
I
about
know.
when you get to the baseball and you throw the ball. What if you
Yeah.
do this? You know what I mean? Like they just one
Hey,
step,
and guess what
one
else gonna
step.
happen, Antonio?
Yes.
When they start making money with options in these stocks, and when they get their tax bill, they're gonna be like, well, I think I want to be a long term investor as opposed to burning and churning. Because right now them tax bills are coming in, and I don't like the way mine's look. Okay, keep that in mind about trading.
That's
Uncle
hilarious.
Sam
I
coming.
love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
man. Yeah, you. I'm like, damn, I'm giving a lot of my money away. You know,
Yeah.
taking these profits. Yeah, yeah. Only reason I took profits is because I done something
Yeah.
that I'm working on.
You built that house, so you paid them taxes on that.
Are you dang on right? The more I think about it, the more I want to pop myself upside the head.
Hey,
Yeah,
why you didn't take advantage of the loan program? You'd have paid less percentage. Why you didn't take advantage of that?
the loan program. What are you talking about?
The Coinbase loan, borrow against the
Oh,
Bitcoin.
no, and I looked at, but I had didn't. This was a year ago when I did that. But anyway, I I, um I looked at that. There's a program called Lynn. Okay, and one thing you got to be careful with that program is that when Bitcoin falls, you know, you can be your loan can be called. They don't tell you that. So if it falls below 50% LTV, well, if it falls below your LTV of $1,000, well, you got to go and sell, or you have to either sell or you have to transfer more Bitcoin to secure your loan. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? That's a good, because that's forcing you to sell now. So I don't like that program. I mean, it's a good program to the extent if you want to, if you need the cash right then and there, and you really, um, don't plan on buying any more Bitcoin. You're just sitting on your Bitcoin. It would be okay. But I buy Bitcoin on a weekly and a monthly basis. So I'm
But
trying to.
let me ask you this though. So even with the situation of building a house, the taxes, the capital gain taxes that you had to pay on that, wouldn't a percentage of that been more if you had borrowed against it and just paid it back? You would have been paying
Well,
less
it'd have been
percentage.
less. You mean it'd have been less? It'd have been less.
Right.
It'd have been a less tax
Would you have approached it that way if you had to do it over again? Would you have done it that way as opposed to
It's a
cashing out?
possibility. There's a possibility I would have because that'd have been something I'd have been using the money for immediately. As a possibility, I would have done it that way. Okay, but and then it would have paid the loan off itself because Bitcoin when I started building my house, Bitcoin was at about $35,000. Now Bitcoin is at 100, and that was like almost 7 Bitcoins. Think about it. That's why, man, I'm like, you know what? Real estate ain't got nothing on Bitcoin, brother. Real estate is just a big, pretty building, rock. That's about it. Let me stop. I apologize. I ain't gonna start. I ain't gonna get into it. I ain't gonna get into it.
All right, it's 9:34. We out of
You
time.
know.
But any last minute questions from anybody? Any last minute question about anything
Yeah,
before
but
we get out?
last minute statement is when you doing stuff, is Uncle Sam is looking for his. I promise you that. And I've created some tax issues. Um, you know, not a problem, but you gotta give Caesar what Caesar's what's due to Caesar, partner. You gotta
Hey,
pay.
Ernest, put that Bitcoin in a trust.
Oh, well,
Put that Bitcoin in a trust, man.
they don't, I mean, it's I don't know what's the reason for putting my assets in a trust right now. I mean, I have an attorney and a tax accountant and an attorney that does estate planning, and we talked about stuff like that. Um, You know, I guess my thing is, Antonio, is that I want to accumulate as much as I can for as long as I can before I think about checking out this place. But anyway, not a bad idea though. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
I'm only suggesting it because you value it so much. I feel like, especially with the tax burden, the trust gives you some, it gives you some, it gives you some tax breaks in certain ways if you set up the right type of trust with that.
Right, right. I
So
understand.
you know what I mean. So I just it's just a suggestion. It don't mean nothing.
Mm.
Do
Yeah,
your
no,
do
no,
your
good,
thing.
good suggestion. And then you can trade within your IRA too. You know, um, but that's what ETFs. They have some other companies out there that you can, trade Bitcoin and don't have a tax implication unless you draw it out. But that's another discussion. But we want to get to the point where our investments and our Bitcoin is replacing our total income. You know, we want to live off of that. And the way we do that, we have to keep accumulating. We have to keep accumulating stocks. We have to keep accumulating Bitcoin or whatever crypto that you plan to buy. And you have to grow it. Money in equals money out in the future. Okay, I love people that trade. I don't have a problem with people trading. I don't have a problem with people doing options and making money. But when you have your assets make more money on either dividends or um, just appreciation in 1 year, and it replaces your salary, investing becomes a different picture for you. You're not, it's kind of like when you find that right woman, you ain't trying to go out there and try to find another one. So and that's what we need to get to as investors. You get to the point where your income, your interest, okay, your APY, your dividends, and the pure 8 to 10% growth in your assets is enough to cover anybody's payroll or anybody's income for the year. Replace your income with your investments. And the way you do that is you got to keep feeding that. You got to keep feeding that horse, babe. You can't sit back and talk about, well, I think I'm gonna trade my way to the top. Some people do it, and I'm not knocking you. But if you want to replace your income, you got to put some of your income in now. You have to feed that. You have to plant them seeds. And I can't tell you. I just can't explain that enough. Because like I said, once you get to the point where your investments is taking the place of your income, you ain't thinking about trading anymore. Why the hell I want to go trade my money when it's growing for me, tax free, if I don't touch it? Get to that point.
So
Get
if
to that
Ernest is
point.
talking y'all out of doing this option trade, I understand.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. But I want them to understand what they need to do with that money once they make that good option trade that you just explained to them, Antonio. Put that money in something. Don't just go keep trading all goddamn on day.
I, to, I
Take your
totally
money.
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Oh yeah, man. Find you
What's
something.
interesting, and again to the room, if I sounded harsh to anyone, and apologies to that, but it took me a long time to want to even do an exercise like this. I'm not an options guy. I don't really care about them like that. However, if enough people ask me to do something, I have to be fair and give them that chance in the way I feel comfortable with it. I'm not a person that wants to do options in a room. I just don't care about it like that. But I decided let's do it, and I put it together what I wanted to teach the folks, and I went through that process. So I was very adamant about just following the instructions more than anything. All the other stuff didn't matter to me because, okay, at least if you're in this room, you can say you bought an option and we did it as a room. So that was more important to me more than anything else because I don't want to be a room where the basics people can't even do that. I'm not. This exercise isn't to make you a superstar option trader. No, the lesson was you're in a room and you keep saying you want to learn how to buy an option. So Let's at least have that experience. Let's have the experience of buying an option as a room. Let's see what everybody learns from buying an option. Let's see what questions they end up coming back with. Let's see what we learn from you, from what you do by just saying, "Hey, go buy this." And so that's the page I'm on. So again, any apologies to the room if I sounded harsh? It's not like that. It's just I wanted people to understand what I'm thinking about and what I'm trying to teach, as opposed to all these speculative things. I just want the basics. Like we can all say in this room together, we went and bought an option. Here's the option we bought, and this is what we learned from it. Where these rooms go wrong when they try to buy options as a room and try to, buy the option and make money together. People are too different for that. They're gonna all get something different out of it, and they're gonna, and those conversations are gonna get split, and everybody gonna go a different direction. They're gonna say, he didn't say this, and he didn't say that, and they didn't want me this, and it's like that's a whole nother ball game. So we're not doing that. What we're doing is like we're just gonna go buy this option that expires in 45 days, and we're gonna talk about what we learned from it. That's it. And we got a lot of great questions already, but I would rather have those questions after you simply buy it. Those are the questions that are really going to get good. So again, apologies if I sounded harsh to anybody in this room. I apologize for that. All right.
Antonio, what
Yeah.
made you come to that conclusion that you were harsh?
Might have been because
Oh, okay.
I could feel the defense in it. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay, well, well, I
defensive.
tell you what, I am getting better and better at my intuitions, boy.
What do you mean by that?
Well, now you're the smart one. Now, why you ask that question? What I
I'm
mean by
asking you
that?
a question. You said you
No,
was
I ain't
getting better
answering
at
that
you.
question.
What you mean?
I ain't answering that question. You figure that one out.
You don't want to answer? Okay.
No, I'm not. Because everybody in the audience know what I meant and what
I
I
don't.
said.
I'm gonna ask you.
Well,
What do
you
you
figure.
mean?
Well,
What,
nah, you
hey,
figure it
Miss
out then,
Jacqueline, what
brother.
did I say about making it? What did we teach in this
Nah,
room
don't
about
ask
making
Miss
assumptions?
Jacqueline. You know
What
Miss
do we say
Jacqueline
in this
gonna
room
do.
about making
Don't
assumptions, Miss
ask
Jacqueline?
Miss Jacqueline. Don't
I am
ask Miss
asking her because
Kelly.
I'll take Nasdaq notes. What do we say? What do we say in this room about making assumptions? It's our word for the year. It's our word for the year. It's our theme. Ask. It's better to ask to get an understanding. So that's what,
You know what, Antonio? I
yeah.
forgot. I just that quick. I forgot what we're talking about. I forgot.
Ask, ask,
No,
seek, and knock. Come on, man.
no. What was the statement?
We were just talking about. You said it was about being harsh, and you said
Oh
something
yeah,
about your intuition.
intuition. Yeah.
So
That's
I
right.
asked. Well, I said, "What do you mean by that?"
Okay, yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, all right. Well, I just wanted to make sure I was on the right track. You know what I mean?
I do
It
not.
hit,
I
it
do not
hit.
know what he means. That's why I asked.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I bet Laurie know what I mean.
Lori, what does he mean,
That
Lori?
You know what Laurie gonna say? I ain't getting into that, Antonio.
My name is Janet and I'm not in it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. My name is what, and I'm
Hey,
not in it.
Lori, don't see how he tried to bait you, Lori. Don't pay no attention to Ernest. He tried to
You
bait
know,
you with his
another thing too, Antonio. After the discussion and us talking, one thing you realize, is that once you start once you've made some money, and once you've done some things with your money, and once you realize and how much you owe Uncle Sam, you poor. like man, and you got to be grateful. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's grateful in this room. We appreciate everything that God has given us. Okay, but man, there's still room for growth, and there's still room for accumulating. You feel me? And that's all I got to say about that, man. Because sometimes I wake up and say, man, I gotta wake up running. It's kind of like
Ernest.
that. What?
Ernest counting that money now. See, he think about if I kept them bitcoins.
Uh,
If I kept them
yeah.
bitcoins and I built this house maybe a year later, I was.
No,
That what you doing?
no, not
You ain't
necessarily.
doing that, Ernest. You ain't doing that.
Hey,
No,
Mr.
I don't
Ernest.
look back on it like that though, because Um, it probably either or it would have cost me money. It'd have been cheaper to wait. Yeah, of course. But you know, I don't look back and try to have regret on stuff that I do. I just keep it moving.
I'm not saying you're regretting it. You're doing the math. You're counting the numbers, tax bill,
Well, your
and
phone
you're
your
looking
phone
at.
breaking
In
up
the
on me.
matrix. Your phone is bouncing.
I'm in the matrix. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're in the Matrix, Antonio.
Okay.
But hey, Mr.
Okay.
Ernest,
Hold on.
money ain't no good till you spend it.
No,
And
absolutely.
them
And
bitcoins ain't no good till you use them, till you spend
absolutely. I
it.
mean, my
So
wife ain't trying. My wife ain't trying to hear that. Come on, if I walked up to her and say, "Hey, baby, we should have waited a year," you know, she don't care about that kind of stuff.
right,
Oh, she care about,
use
hey,
it. You use it now.
yeah.
Otherwise, the
She don't.
kids, and
You
that's
know,
not bad that the kids will get it, but still, you can enjoy the fruits of your labor.
there you go. There
Yes,
you go.
sir.
You know.
See that? See that's how. See how Miss Jacqueline is. She's such a sweetheart. All right.
Thank
And you
you.
are too, Lori. Lori, directly to you. I want to say it directly to you. If I sound harsh, I love you, and I'm sorry. So I want to make sure I'm saying that to you directly. I was not in any way uh, trying to be mean in any way. So all love to you. All right. And Ernest is looking at that tax bill, y'all, and because this Mr. Bitcoin Mayor, Bitcoin is 100,000. He said, how many Bitcoins did it cost you to build a house? You said it the other day,
6.
6 Bitcoins. So that's $600,000. So he took on the tax and he counted the Bitcoin. And he's gonna be and he's thinking about it. And you just running through that
But
process.
it wasn't. But that cost. But it wasn't 600,000 at the time.
But it's 600,000 a day.
Yeah, but that's not a
So
tax
you
burden.
so you doing the math. The math is the math.
Yeah, yeah, but that's not a tax issue on 600,000, brother.
I'm
You know what
not
I'm
talking
saying?
about that portion. I'm talking about
I'm about
I'm
to
talking
say.
about how you count the math. I'm telling you that
Yeah.
the tax payment is making you recalculate certain things. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying that you would have paid more the taxes on 600,000. I'm simply saying you're doing the math. I mean, we all go through that. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
understand where you are. I
Mhm.
feel it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm agreeing with you. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm good with it though. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
my boy.
All right. Cool. Anybody closing us out? Is that it? Was Ernest the closer today? Anybody with any questions, concerns about anything before we leave out? Real quick, anybody? Want to make sure.
Bitcoin Mayor was the closer, but now who is Miss Laurie? What'd you say Miss Laurie was?
Oh, she's the producer.
Woo-cha! Yeah, like,
She's the
yeah.
producer of Spotify Premarket with the Camels on Spotify. She is the producer. So you open up the app. When you open up the app and it says that, you'll see her name right there, produced by Lori. There she is. She's doing a great job. If anybody's gone over to Spotify and listened to it on Spotify, I'm telling you, Miss Jacqueline, how does it sound? I'm impressed. It's like I feel like I'm listening to a whole different. I don't feel like I'm listening to us. It feels like a whole different program, and she's doing such a great job with it.
Absolutely, it is so smooth. Every part of it, it was well thought out, Miss Laurie. The music, the background, and then the vocals, everything that comes on board, and it's easy listening. It's user friendly, And I know the content was made right here on Clubhouse, but the way you put it all together, you are the producer. You are Miss Laurie. We appreciate that. I love, love, love it. I get in the car and it just how uh your phone just automatically connects and here I am listening. I didn't even go. I don't know what's happening. It just connects and start playing. I'm like, what? And then listening, getting on in and listening. I'm like, that is just so smooth. It's just good. Good. Good
Thank you,
work.
thank you. It
Yeah.
reminds me of, like the morning shows, like when you're
Yes.
driving in your car and then you're hearing the conversations between the people that are on the desk. Um,
Absolutely. Good
that's what it
stuff.
reminded me of. I enjoy the content because it makes you go back and really take notes.
Right. And it's easy listening and learning and everything about it. It's just so smooth, you know. So in traffic or whatever, it's just smooth and calming and informative.
I didn't realize how funny we were. Oh my God. It makes you laugh. And Ernest, you are the funniest
Ooh,
one, bro.
Ernest, you better get home
Yeah,
and
I know
check
you ain't.
it out.
I know you ain't listening. I know you ain't listening to the Spotify podcast yet. Because if you did, you would have came back and said it. Because, bro, you hilarious on there, bro. I'm serious, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. And that's all I'll say about
I
that.
found some of the old episodes. I'm gonna add them on there too.
Oh, you're adding older episodes on there too.
Yeah.
All right.
All of it is good information, so that's great.
All right. Well, that's great. We got our first 10 subscribers too. So I'm excited about that. We got our first 10 subscribers. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you again, Lori, and thank you again, everybody in the room. Y'all all are amazing. I love you guys. Let's continue to grow together. Let's continue to get better. Let's keep sharpening each other. At the end of the day, we are all here for one purpose. One purpose only is to glorify God and to improve, to prosper, to be successful enough to do the things we really want to do, the stuff we really want to do, not the stuff we have to do, the stuff we really want to do. That's our goal. All right. Y'all be blessed.